And do not blink as we get ready to watch this young man, who you saw Andy Ruiz take on Kelsey Arnold. This kid is starting to open a lot of eyes around the Southern California area. Certainly, he's 7-0, and he's a knockout puncher. And although he is big and heavy, Gennaro, he is a kid who has extremely, and I mean extremely, quick hands.
I was just going to say, don't underestimate ever a person just by his looks. Andy Ruiz is one of these guys that if you see out in the streets, you'll say, oh wow, look at this. He's just tearing up on Kelsey right now. You heard him with a good uppercut.
Yeah, it was a good right hand, and now Ruiz is already moving in. He looks like he wants to make it a short night. Born in Mexicali, speaks perfect English though, lives now in Imperial, California. He's just 21 years old. He fought 5 times last year, won them all. His last fight was in Anaheim on the Humberto Soto Urbano Ention fight card. He stopped Francisco Diaz in 2 rounds in that fight. And although you see him at 257.5 and he looks a little bit soft, I want you to know that when he started his pro career, he started at 40 pounds heavier than that. His first fight was at 297.5, and he has come down in weight every fight. So he is working his way down gradually to what would be his best weight, which will probably be in the 240s.
Well, he's looking very good right now. He got an opponent right there that's actually giving him that opportunity to show his power. He's not utilizing that jab like he's trying to do right now. It just seems like good body shot right there. He claimed it was a low blow. He claimed it was a low blow. Referee goes, nope, let's go. None of that.
It was almost a standing 8 count for him. It looks like Arnold's about done. He's just about taken enough of the power, it looks like, from Ruiz. And Andy moving in, looking for a first-round KO here tonight. Ruiz, I saw him a couple of fights back. I've done 3 of his fights on our telecast, and I've really been impressed with him. He looks better every time out. And of course, as a heavyweight with fast hands and a big punch, he stands to possibly make a lot of money if he can keep this going. And he's got Freddie Roach in his corner now doing his training. And Arnold is in big trouble here in round 1.
And the referee is telling Kelsey, start throwing punches, because he's not doing anything. He's just receiving.
He has stayed on his feet, to his credit, but his face is already getting a little bit puffy, and Ruiz banging to the body as well. Ruiz a little sloppier here than sometimes, but I believe that he's looking to end this quickly here tonight. We've actually seen him come out and jab in a lot of his fights, utilize combinations from long range, and kind of set things up. And just a variety of punches, and Arnold is not going to be able to take this too much longer. Come to the end of round 1. Round 2, heavyweights, and we mean big heavyweights. Kelsey Arnold, a veteran of 10 fights, 4-6 in his career. Facing the camera right now screen right. And Andy Ruiz, the undefeated youngster, who has been creating a little bit of buzz and was on many of those year-end prospects to watch or prospects of the year kind of lists that you see. What do you see from him tonight here, Gennaro?
I see that he's not taking his time very much. I think that he doesn't have the respect for Kelsey, and obviously he's trying too hard, I guess, to finish the fight too soon. I think if he takes his time, I think he'll be all right. Right now, he just got with an overhand right that was like around the ear, but the referee's telling him not to hit behind the head.
He walked in swinging wildly and missed. Now looking perhaps a little bit more towards setting things up here in round 2.
I would like to see Andy work a little bit more to the body, because I think that's where you hurt Kelsey the first time as well. You work him to the body, and then you drop his hands down, and the head is up for grabs. I mean, look at Kelsey. He's with his mouth wide open practically.
Ruiz, very pleasant kid. Good jab to the body. Rarely see that in the heavyweight division, but if you know how to do it, you can utilize it. A good jab to the body can be a nice weapon for you.
Good left hook.
And a right hand over the top to end that exchange. And Ruiz again picking up the pace, but in this round looking a little bit more to set up his attack. And those are hard punches to the body that Ruiz is throwing.
I think if he throws that straight jab to the body and comes back with overhand right, I think he'll take care of Kelsey with that punch.
Arnold, a big man himself at 6'3", 241 pounds. He's 27 years old, but he's been on the receiving end of most of these shots tonight by Andy Ruiz. Final minute of round number 2. Arnold has done a good job to keep his feet because he's been hit hard a number of times by Ruiz. Not as sharp, Ruiz, as we saw him in the last couple of fights tonight.
You're right. And I haven't seen the hand speed that he normally shows. He has normally shown combinations, and in this case, he's only shown like maybe 1 or 2 shots, and that's it. He's been trying to swing away for the home run, punch.
Arnold trying to keep him off with jabs. And again, Ruiz jabs to the body, and he does that a lot more than most fighters do.
Yeah, he just landed a good left hook. Oh, good right hand.
And as you notice, that jab to the body will at times. Amazing shot. And it's not a knockdown. It comes at the end of the round, and it causes a dispute and a little bit of controversy.
Go.
Referee David Mendoza went into Kelsey Arnold's corner at the end of that last round and told him he'll need to do a little better in the round 3, or else he's going to end up being stopped, with the referee stopping the fight. Last few seconds punctuated by some rather frantic action as Arnold, frustrated, just pushed Ruiz into the ropes, and then Ruiz answered with a punch after the bell. But now we begin round number 3.
Yeah, for a minute there, I think Kelsey got mixed up that he was a professional boxer, not a football player, because it looked like he wanted to tackle Andy Ruiz. And Andy Ruiz, of course, responded with the fact that the referee David was trying to, get his attention on both of their attention, and Andy just smacked Kelsey with a good shot.
Mendoza, the referee, telling him to keep his punches up there as Ruiz comes in again, still using that jab to the body. Now goes in flat with a flashy combination, almost loses his footing, however. Gennaro, as we watch Ruiz in action here, and unless the action gets too frantic, how would you compare him to, say, Chris Arreola, who is a heavyweight, a big puncher with similar body type?
Well, I think the hand speed that Andy Ruiz, it's a lot more better. I mean, he seems to be that he works the body a little bit more than Alex does. I don't know how his interviews would be, but that's one thing that I think that Andy Ruiz should not take in consideration. Oh, should not listen and take advantage of.
Right
Arnold,
here. Arnold's just about done here. He's bleeding
yeah.
badly from the nose. And if Ruiz really just looks at getting some precise punches and really hitting his target, but he's just kind of throwing. And Arnold is told by referee David Mendoza, you're going to have to fight back, but he's almost incapable of fighting back at this time. We're getting pretty well doused with blood here at the ringside.
And Kelsey's telling the referee that he's tired.
I don't think Kelsey Arnold wants any more of this. Nearly goes down from a shot to the body. And Ruiz, it's his job to just keep punching. And the referee should step in and stop the fight right now. And he does.
It was a good stoppage. It just didn't look like Kelsey had whatever he needed to win this fight. He's claiming that he got hit
in
the kidneys.
Yeah. Up the ladder pretty quick.
Yeah, and this is one guy that I think can.
As we take a look,
where we take a look at what happened here. We see that the body shot was there. Good uppercut by Ruiz, overhand right. Good combination. Other than just working to the head, he should have worked to the body there. Missed a good lunging left right there. Kelsey tried to counter. Right here, it did look like he's moving, trying to get away, trying to survive. Andy Ruiz just overwhelming his opponent. Right there's where that happens, and then Andy Ruiz comes back with a straight left.
That was at the end of the previous round.
Yes.
And as we moved into round 3 here, as you can see, Andy Ruiz just picking up the pace. I really think he was coming all out to look for an end to the fight. And frankly, it looked to me like Arnold was about ready for this thing to end too. And David Mendoza stepped in and just called it at that point.
But before even that had happened, Kelsey had told the referee that he was kind of tired.
Damas y caballeros, una acumulación de golpes obliga al referee David Mendoza a parar la contienda con un tiempo oficial de 2 minutos 19 segundos del tercer episodio. Ladies and gentlemen, an accumulation of blows obligates referee David Mendoza to call a halt to this bout with an official time of 2 minutes 19 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by way of knockout, el vencedor por knockout, Andy Ruiz Jr.
So Andy Ruiz gets his hand raised in victory. 8th victory of the career of young Andy Ruiz. He's only 21 years old and marching up the ladder.